Hey, what is good, my faithful? What is good, yo? Guys, holy crap. We will talk about everything and then we'll get to Zoro towards the end of this. But let me know right now, how did you feel about this fight and what did you like about it, dislike about it? Well, not the fight, but this episode in general. Let's start. Oh, baby. Let's start with what we get to see from just the power that Luffy is trying to showcase every time he has continued to practice or continue to push himself forward to be stronger with his haki. We're starting to see more and more of these crazy looking moves and animations in general. Just alone, that extra glow over his hand, like over his hockey arm, is freaking sick. Not gonna lie. Um, Seeing him absolutely destroy this teddy bear looking guy. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell you about One Piece, man. Like, there's some things I would never think I would say in a million years. Like, oh, he beat the crap out of a teddy bear wearing guy. Like, there's there's some things that just make sense if you're talking about One Piece, and a lot of people be like, "Oh yeah, that's normal." Like, why does that even feel weird to you? If I was talking about your One Piece fans, but any other fan base that doesn't know much about One Piece and hear me talking about that sounds kind of off. But Luffy absolutely showing why he has some of the most potential we've ever seen throughout the whole entire show. Uh, his potential for growing and his growth is ridiculously insane. So I won't be surprised once he actually finds something that he thinks is strong enough to hit Kaido and take him out, because what people don't really understand about Kaido, for people that are like outside looking in, or just to understand my perspective of what I see, uh, Kaido has showcased one of the craziest way of power. Not only was he not in his right mind, where I think if some people are like under any type of influence, aka like alcohol, weed, like different types of stuff like substances, it kind of stops you from being 100, right? That's why they don't usually allow or want players, using that stuff. Excuse me. They don't want players using that type of stuff usually because they don't know if it's going to mess them up over time. I mean, a lot of stars still drink and whatnot, and they even promote beer. But that's not to say that they are drunk on the field playing, right? They usually play it safe and don't ever do something crazy like that. Unless you're just looking for a fine, then hey, more power to you. But overall, with knowing that Kaido was drunk in that one fight against Luffy, and Luffy was capable of doing all the things he was capable of, dope. But didn't it feel like Luffy kind of beat him up into soberness, and that's when all of a sudden he got one-shotted, right? Like, once he actually kind of took it seriously, it was a wrap before it even started. And that's the scariest part about these characters in One Piece is you never know who's truly, truly strong if there's a lot of aspects of their character being held back. And that's going to be talked about more when we get talking about Zoro this week's episode, even last week. So we also get a lot of exposition in the case of just how these flyers and people getting found out about their moon tattoos, just them being a part of the overall rebellion has them in a really bad light at this point. And it's safe to say that anybody who's getting caught is getting sent right to where Luffy is, in that type of jail area, probably to try to break their spirits and try to get them back, to fighting for what Kaido probably thinks is right, you know, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a whole bunch of people run into Luffy that are being caught in the capital and whatnot, so that's going on. It looks like the revolution is kind of already getting halted because of how many people are just kind of spreading the rumor. Seemingly the people who are working with Kaido and helping themselves to finding where these people are, because everybody's snitching. Everybody wants to be 6ix9ine in this show, and I don't know why. Nah, just in Wano. But regardless, it's going to get really interesting at the end of the day, because I definitely think we're in for a treat when it comes down to seeing who's truly going to push Luffy to be able to learn more and more, like kind of like a category kind of deal, you know? Who's going to push him to a point where he's going to use something that we have not seen before, use something that we can guaranteed that he can use kind of on the fly, or it's just a move that he's only going to use in certain situations. I don't know, but I'm just looking forward to whatever that could be or might be at the end of the day, and I know everybody else is as well. But let's talk about Zoro, the star of the show, the best moment, the best animation used. Oh my god. Yo. Alright, so with Zoro, I get this weird feeling that maybe he's just meant to look cool and strong and all that stuff, just for, you know, just to be cool and whatnot. But when you start to look at what he's capable of, and I think the only thing that kind of discredits him is that he kind of like fell after this, you know, like he took so much damage, plus worried about someone who was behind him the whole time trying to catch him off guard. He still winds up winning, but it's at, you know, like he took a ridiculous amount of damage trying to get the W at the end of the day. So it's not like he wasn't trying, right? And that's the thing about One Piece, is these characters have such like remarkable skill that if you take away one or two of their actual, you know, ways of fighting, now all of a sudden you're looking at them at their, not at their peak. And usually that's how some of these characters lose a lot of the time. They have a lot of coincidental things kind of pop off and get lucky for them. For instance, if Zoro had all 3 swords and he wanted to use this technique earlier, it would have been a wrap. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of stuff that really makes One Piece interesting to me, is sometimes they have to actually make the situation even harder for their main character, because if it wasn't, it might have been a done deal much quicker. So that's really cool to think about when I was looking at it from that perspective, and how quickly it was ended when Zoro wasn't at a handicap anymore. Like, oh, a 3rd weapon that's not even like considered an actual sword, I'm just gonna use it as one, and it works out. Yeah, buddy. That was so ridiculous. Not only was Zoro in this position where he was just not feeling the double team, man. He did not want to deal with it anymore, but he had to be quick on the fly after being stabbed, because regardless of what he did after that, he needed to finish it quickly after knowing he was going to lose quite a bit of blood. So he put it all in one final technique, and that one final technique turned out to look so ridiculous this week. Purgatory only. So I really hope we get some more dope looking fights. So far, I think Zoro takes it, right? I think Zoro has the best looking animated stuff in Wano so far, right next to Kaido versus Luffy. You know, like, that's kind of the obvious one, but to think that Zoro comes in and just steals the show now all of a sudden yet again, like he usually does, it's always nice to see. It's always welcome. So for me anyway, I know there's some Zoro haters out there. I don't know how, but you know, it's to each their own. They're usually Sanji people, but I love me some Sanji too, so it's whatever. Overall though, One Piece absolutely destroying it. This video will probably be sent out on Sunday early, because I've already sent out some stuff today, so I might as well just save this for a day that doesn't really have much going on already, and I hope to talk to you guys in the next one. Take care. Let me know what you thought about everything that happened in this week's episode. Why did the guy leave Zoro alive, even though he had an opportunity to pretty much take him out, knowing he was probably going to be weakened after that battle, and after taking such a blow? I didn't turn around, so this isn't going to hurt that guy. Dang it. But, yeah, I definitely am surprised with what I got this week's episode, and I enjoyed myself, so I hope y'all did as well, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Alright, take care. Peace.